if there will be questions of clarifications from them. Thank you so much.
Honorable Chair, I sincerely want to apologize to the committee and honorable members of the committee that we did not attach one of the appendices, which is the completion certificate. I beg your indulgence, Honorable Chair, that the certificate be allowed to be distributed.
Okay, we can have the certificate. You may proceed.
I wish to make submission for the audit of Zambia Town Council.
Yes, maybe you can just push your mic slightly down so that everyone is able to. Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, I wish to make submission for the audit of Zambia Town Council cited in the Auditor General's report on Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended 31st December 2022. Honorable Chair, I beg to move and proceed with the presentations on page 1. The cause of query: failure to avail project contract, construction of 1x2 classroom block at Lukankala Primary School. During the period under review, the council paid an amount of 201,000.
CS, you just go to the cause of the query. That's where you are, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you can proceed.
The construction, however,
you
the
start with the heading of the query.
Honorable Chair, specific findings: cause of query, failure to avail project contract.
Yes.
During the period under
Then
review,
you go to management response.
Honorable Chair, management response on the cause of query. We wish to acknowledge the auditor's observation and wish to state that during the time of audit, the contract of the 1x2 classroom block in Lukankala was not availed for verification, and the contract was misplaced. This is the period when the Civic Center was being renovated. Consequently, there was a movement of officers and files within the Civic Center premises. However, the contract has since been attached for audit verification. Honorable Chair, we wish to further acknowledge the auditor's observation on the physical inspection carried out on 31st May 2023 on the peeling of the veranda floor and the cracks on the spoon drain. However, we wish to state that this was due to insufficient watering, causing the curing process to be compromised.
Action taken and up to remedial measures, then you go to the next query.
Action taken: the council managed to retrieve the contract for the construction of 1x2 classroom block at Lukankala Primary School, and it is here attached to this report as Appendix 1. The council managed to work on the defects as the project was still within the retention period when the defects were observed. Hence, the contractor was instructed to undertake the works. Honorable Chair, remedial measures: the council will ensure that all necessary documents are readily available to auditors and other users whenever they are required. Further, Zambia Town Council shall endeavor to produce high-quality standard projects by constantly supervising local contractors and ensuring that the works done are of a good standard before making any payments. I submit, Honorable Chair.
Proceed.
Cross-cutting audit findings, cause of query. Variance: we wish to acknowledge the auditor's observation that there was a variance of 2 million, a balance brought forward of 1,726,141, and unspent funds of 21,150,611.
Is that 11 or 61?
611. 611. Honorable Chair, do I move to management response or I go through the report?
Yes, you go to the Management response.
Management's response on the cause of query, failure to spend. This was a delay in the issuance of the CDF guidelines, which were launched in February 2022. Furthermore, the ministry guided that the CDF guidelines had to be rolled out to all stakeholders to enhance their understanding as projects were to come from the communities through the ward development committees. There was a further delay in CDF sittings due to the many stages and timeframes of project submissions, the technical appraisal, field appraisal, and approval processes as well. As a result, it affected the timeframe for the procurement processes and approval by Auditor General. Action taken. Management acknowledges audit findings. The delay to complete the project was attributed to lengthy approval processes.
CS, sorry, I've lost you somewhere.
Oh. Honorable Chair, page 7.
You are supposed to be on page 4, cross-cutting audit findings. Then under there, you have budget performance. Okay, you don't necessarily need to read the table, but you go to your management response on page 4, unless we have different pages. Then
Yes,
under that one,
Chair.
you have balance brought forward and spent. Then you have community-based projects. So page 4, I don't know where
Yes,
you are
Honorable,
reading.
I'll go through again, Honorable
Yes,
Chair.
please.
I'd already read that part. Balance brought forward. The balance was a result of late disbursement of CDF funds from the Ministry of Local Government for 2021 CDF projects. As such, projects could not be done in 2022 when the CDF committees, or could only be done in 2022 when the CDF committees were put in place. This is evidenced in the letter dated 16th July 2021 addressed to Zambia Town Council, in which the ministry indicated that following dissolution of Parliament and office of the Honorable Minister rendered vacant, project approval could not be done. Then a CDF Act number 11 of 2018 empowered the minister to approve projects. And spent, failure to spend, that's on community-based projects. There was a delay in the issuance of the CDF guidelines, which were launched in February 2022. Furthermore, the ministry guided that CDF guidelines had to be rolled out to all stakeholders to enhance the understanding as projects were to come from the communities through the ward development committees. There was a further delay in CDF sittings due to the many stages and timeframes of project submissions, such as technical field appraisal, the approval processes. As a result, it affected the time frame for the procurement process and approval by Auditor General. Bursaries, secondary school and skills development and spend fund. Despite the late release of the 2022 CDF guidelines, the Council received very few applications and all the applicants were approved and paid for. Soft loans and spent funds. Soft loan funds were not spent in 2022. This is attributed to guidance under Circular number 15 of 2022, Treasury and Financial Management, dated 1st November 2022, which gave effect to the operation of the loan component program and also the long scrutiny process by financial institutions, resulting in disbursement of soft loans funds in 2023. Grants, empowerment, and spent funds. The unspent funds were as a result of the delay in submission of bank details by two groups, even at the point of the grants being disbursed. The balance was paid in 2023. Disaster contingency and spent funds. The Council did not experience any disaster during the period under review. Administrative cost and spent funds. The delay to spend was a result of late approval of the CDF 2022 projects. Balance brought forward and spent funds. This amount is cumulative, comprising of the balance brought forward funds from 2021, community project funds, disaster contingency, grants, soft loans, bursaries, and administrative costs, of which is included in the total amount reported and as unspent. The brought forward funds from 2021 were already committed to the 2021 approved projects. Action taken. The local authority wishes to inform the committee that a sum of 15,412,222 has so far been spent on constituency development funds so far from the 21,150,611 and spent as at 31st December 2022. The remaining balance of 5,738,588.39 is for works that are still ongoing as shown in the table below, which is attached here to. Attached to this is ledgers for details as Appendix 2. Remedial measures. Management shall ensure to follow the laid down procedure to ensure the effective implementation of the CDF. Failure to spend community projects. Management's response. There was a delay in the issuance of the CDF guidelines, which were launched in 2022. Further, the ministry guided that CDF guidelines had to be rolled out to all stakeholders to ensure the understanding as projects were to come from the communities through the ward development committees. There was a further delay in CDFC sitting due to many stages and timeframes of project submissions and approval processes. As a result, it affected the timeframe for the procurement process and approval by Auditor General. Action taken. Management acknowledges audit findings. The delay to complete the project was attributed to lengthy approval process and procurement procedures. However, management wishes to state that progress has since been made on all the projects, which are attached to this report as Appendix 3. Remedial measure. Management shall ensure that all the outstanding projects are completed on time. I wish to submit my clarification to the cited queries and assurance to the committee that the remedial measures to the queries for Zambia Town Council shall be adhered to. I beg to present, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, CS. Now, members who ask questions from your submissions. We'll start with the Honorable Kamondo, then we come to Honorable Daka, if they'll be of the similar nature.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. CS, I take you to page 2. The course of query.
Just hold on. There is an issue from Auditor General's office.
Thank you, Chair. I just wish to make a clarification that in the submission by the CS, in terms of approval, she's indicating that Auditor General instead of Attorney General. I wish to submit, Chair.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Honorable Chair, the correction is taken and my apologies. It should be Attorney General.
Honorable Kamondo, you may proceed.
Yes, the issue is about, the query is about failure to avail project contract. And then we have an answer that has come from the CS. I want to find out, these documents are very important documents. I don't know, how much value do you attach to very important documents to an extent that they can go missing? And how long did it take for them to be found? That is the first question. The second question, on the clerks which were observed, you have responded that it was because of not treating the floor. It took long. If I may ask, what is the distance from your office to this project? Then from there, maybe I can ask another question. Maybe could you just first answer those?
Doc, do you have a question on the very...
Yes, on the same.
Okay, you may proceed, sir.
On the same, just to... looking at your reason that the contract was misplaced. At the time of audit, why didn't Council look at other avenues to find the misplaced contract? other avenues are so much available. For example, you could have contacted the Fungala Investment, the contractor. I'm sure he would not have misplaced his contract. So why didn't you avail other avenues to give the auditors the contract? And then on the same contract, I see that the contract was signed on 25th of July as per Appendix 1. But the contractor occupied site, or rather he obtained a site possession certificate on the 20th of July, which is 5 days before he signed the contract. What is the explanation for giving a contractor a site possession certificate without the contractor signing the contract? And you are talking of, at the time of audit, there were some defects, such as on the veranda, peeling off the veranda floor and cracks on the spoon drain. This was during the period of, it was in the defects liability period, as I got from your statement. At the time of completion, was this defect part of the snag list for the contractor to correct the defect? And if so, where is the correspondence to the contractor? Thank you.
Thank you, CS. You may react to those concerns from members of Parliament.
Honorable Chair, on the filing of the documents, we do take seriously documents of this nature, especially CDF and other documents of the Council. However, at that period, the Council had only opened shelves where they were filing these documents under engineering. And that has since been corrected. We now have filing cabinets that can be locked. So at the time that the maintenance of the Civic Center was taking place, the files were put in one bag and taken to one of the offices, which bag they couldn't retrieve until later on when we had to ask the office orders to unpack all the things that were in the sacks, and that's how we found the contract in one of the bags. For the distance of the project from the office, it's 35 kilometers. We did look at other avenues for retrieving the contract. For instance, Mr. Fungala was called by the officers, that also was called by my office. He kept on saying, wait until I get to Lusaka, wait until I get to Lusaka, and that was time-consuming, Honorable Chair. And when we realized that he was not cooperating with us, we now decided to just start looking for the document in any office that had documents that were packed in sacks waiting to be taken where they belong. Chair, I submit.
A follow-up, Honorable Kamondo.
Yeah, the reason why I asked on the distance is because I wanted to know how far it was from Zambia. And then, don't you think these defects were attributed to monitoring and evaluation? Because had it been done in good time, I think maybe this could have been prevented, because you are saying that it's the curing. And what I understand by curing is just a matter of using water. So how often were you doing the monitoring and evaluation? Thank you.
Maybe arising from your response, would also want to know as a committee whether this contractor is within Zambia. I'm asking this question because you have indicated that when you called the contractor, he could not avail, and he said until he's in Lusaka. So is he a Lusaka-based contractor or a Zambia-based contractor?
Honorable Chair, I think there were other queries that I did not attend to, like occupation of the site, possession certificate, which was issued earlier than the contract was signed, Chair, and also the completion of the veranda, and just what the honorable members also attributed to the watering. I wish to beg that the engineer can pick up those and present the answers to the committee.
You may proceed, engineer.
Chair, thank you so much for the question. Chair, as you indicated that you would have used another option of communicating to Fungai. Chair, Fungai is not a resident of Zambia. Fungai is a resident of Mansa. So by the time when we are trying to communicate with the same, he was indicating that, no, actually, all the files, they are in Lusaka, because I think they are, by that time, when we were communicating with the contractor, he indicated that all the files have, my stores is in Lusaka. And this time, I'm not in Mansa, I'm in Kaoma. So he kept on telling those communications. That's why, in the process we are communicating with him, we are also trying to find out the same document which was misplaced. Chair, I submit for the same. Then, Chair, for the curing process. Chair, yes, of course, curing process, it can take 7 days, Chair, or 21 days, more especially 21 days, for the floor or for any other, even the slab to cure well. Chair, we do the monitoring and evaluation every time. But, Chair, of course, when we do, and you communicate with the contractors, Chair, they accept that, no, yes, we are doing it. And you can find the water on the same site, maybe in terms of flow. But later, it's not consistent, because normally we encourage contractors to do watering in the morning and in the afternoon. Maybe they might be cheated by that time when we visit the site that we are going to water in the afternoon. And then it doesn't happen, meaning that we're also compromising the curing process. So, Chair, we do evaluations and monitoring. I submit, Chair.
There was a question from Honorable who asked why the contract was signed before taking site. I hope I presented your question well, Honorable. Thank you.
Chair, thank you for the good observation which the Honorable MP has observed. Chair, we also, the time when we were saying it was a mistake, Chair, the contract was signed on 25th of July, 2022. But the site possession, it takes after either 5 to 10 days. So it was, instead of 20, it was supposed to be 29th. It was a mistake, Chair, which we also observed, and we were not able to delete it, that we can, I think we can compromise with the signing. By that time when we observed, but it was supposed to be on 29th, not 20th. It was a type in error, Chair, for that one. Good observation.
Honorable, does that bring comfort to your question?
No, it doesn't, because this is a lack of seriousness. Do you know the impact of issuing a possession certificate of...
Just drop your mic first. Yes, thank you.
Issuing a possession certificate to the wrong date. Because this very contractor is supposed to use this as part of his experience, as part of his company profile to bid for future projects. And he'll put this site possession certificate signed 5 days before the contract was awarded for a bid evaluation anywhere where he's trying to so he'll be suspected of conniving with the council people, because how could he possess a site before he was declared best evaluated bidder and signed a contract? Anyway, you need to correct this situation. So this certificate needs to be
thank you very much.
retrieved.
You have a follow-up on the same? Okay, then after that we'll go to Honorable.
Honorable Chairperson, through you, I wanted to find out whether it is the auditors who observed these defects, or the council also had earlier on observed the defects. And if they had earlier on observed the defects, what action did they take? Then they have told us actually that the council managed to work on the defects as the project was still within retention period. And when the defects were observed, hence the contractor was instructed to undertake the works. I don't know now, maybe it is a contradictory, or maybe I didn't understand it very well. Maybe they have to share more light on that one. Then who did actually the repairs? Is it the contractor or the council? Because here they say the council has managed to work on the defect. It's a bit confusing. I want to know whether it's the contractor who worked on this project to do the defects, or the council.
Honorable, you had a question on a similar cause?
Yes. I wanted to find out, because they said the reason why they never availed contract forms to the external auditors, because the contractor was not, they stated to say they misplaced. Now, I wanted to find out if the contractor himself, he didn't have that contract. And the chair, there are a lot of forms of how somebody can deliver. He would have even scanned where he was to send to them, so that they can show the external auditors that surely this was the contract. Now, in 21 days elapsed. I'm sure they give 15 to 21 days. Chair, without making those follow-ups, and yet after they left, they have availed that contract. To me, I feel like they never took it serious. Why didn't they inform the contractor to send them that particular contract on phone, so that they would have even availed on phone to the to the external auditors? Chair, submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Without looking as if I'm trying to assist them, there was maybe a slightly, or maybe a similar question, but what the CS said was that when they tried to get to him, he said he was on his way. So there was nothing that they could do. But maybe CS, maybe you can put it 21 days. Why did you fail within that 21 days to avail the contract to the Auditor General?
Honorable Chair, my sincere apologies if we are creating a perception that we did not take the matter seriously. My apologies. We did take the matter seriously, and constantly Mr. Fungala was called, but he was not cooperating. Honorable Chair, I did indicate that after we saw that we will not manage to get the contract from him, we proceeded now to search wherever possible until we found the contract, Honorable Chair.
Yes, another question?
Thank you, Chair. Chair,
Sorry? Okay. Oh, sorry, before you come in, I think there were concerns from Honorable Kamondo. Just remind the question, Honorable Kamondo, so that they can answer appropriately.
Yes, do you need a reminder, or you still know it? I can remind you. Okay. I was saying, you have reported actually to this committee on page 2. I can read. The council managed to work on the defects as the project was still within retention period, with the defects, when the defects were observed. Hence, the contractor was instructed to undertake the works. Then on the remedial measures, You said ensuring that works done are good and standard before making any payments. So now I was trying to find out, is it the contractor who did the works, or the council did the works on behalf of who? The contractor? Just to have some clarity.
Honorable Chair, I think it's a matter of English. My apologies. What we are trying to say is through the contractor, council managed to correct the defects. I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Honorable.
Chair, on page 6.
Page 6.
There is a table there where there is unspent funds, expenditure, and the balance. Chair, my interest is on item number 7, administration cost. Chair, the administration costs, that is 0 there. And when you go to Appendix 2, I want to take you to Appendix 2, Chair. Then the list, the page number, the last, the third last, or maybe we can, yes, the third last. The third last, Chair, you see how the council used the logistics on 15th June. I'm interested on 15 June. Chair, there are some logistics, verification of a student under skills bursary. The council made about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 payments just to go and verify students who were under bursary. Chair, when you look at the amount, is coming to 33,000 when you add 897.48. That was for 1 day. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There were about 8 people who were paid as logistics just to go and verify the students who were under bursary. 1 day they spent 33,897. I would want first to know how many institutions where these students, at how many institutions were these students at. If it was just one institution, I would also find out the kilometers from the council to that particular institution. Maybe I can pause there because, Chair, there are a lot of issues that I would want also to find out, because that is just the first one. The second one, Chair, I'll come.
Okay, Honorable Commando, same issue?
Yes, I don't know whether that is the second one, but let me come in also.
Okay.
Yes, on the administrative cost, I want to take you to the same page that the Honorable Member was looking at. I wanted to find out, CS, there is an amount of money which was spent, in fact, on 14th June. I think it's something to do with the ITC. Maybe if you can, we can go there together. Yes. there's an amount of about 113,000 something. Then next, there is a photocopying machine worth, is it 76,000? I just want to know, or maybe just to avail to this committee, whether this is what we call prudent spending. Because I see that the administrative cost is almost finished. It's almost done. Maybe could you avail to the committee what you mean by this ICT? What is it that you did which costed us all this money, including the photocopier and the ones that the honorable member has just asked?
Thank you, CS. You may respond.
Honorable Chair, I take note of the questions and not to mislead the House. I beg that the internal auditor makes an explanation on the verification of the students and followed by also the procurement of the photocopying machine and other ICT that were procured. Chair.
Mr. Mugala.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to make credit on the 33,897. Actually, this is the cumulative amount. It's not like one individual was paid the 33.
Yeah, but the Honorable wants you to explain.
Transaction, Chair, was done on one day, on the 15th June.
Okay?
Yes.
For 8 people going to verify the students which are under skills. So we want to find out, is it true that all these 8 people went to verify the students at one institution? That's the question.
Thank you, Chair.
Secondly, if it's not one institution, how many institutions? Thirdly, we want to find out the kilometers from your office to that particular institution. Chair, I submit.
I think you have taken note of the Honorable Member's concerns. So the issue of cumulative does not arise because these transactions were done on one single day. So can we have an explanation to that?
Thank you, Chair. I think let me invite my Director Planning to come in. I think she has more information on these logistics.
Director Planning.
Thank you, Chair. I think the way monitoring is done, we go by the guidelines that are given, of which a team will be constituted. So you find that apart from Secretariat going to verify, there's also a member from the CDF committee, as well as a member from the Honorable MP in that committee. So the institutions that were being verified in this case were Zambia, Mansa, as well as Mwense. So these were the institutions in question. So that is Mwense Trades, which is about almost 280 kilometers from Zambia. Then we have Mansa, which is about 80 kilometers from Zambia.
80 or 80?
80 kilometers from Zambia. Then we also have the 2 local skills training center in Zambia, which were also verified. So the amounts that we are looking at here, most of it, when you see, it compromises of the subsistence allowance as well as the fuel that was used to do the verification. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Simus.
Chair, when you look at also the payment that was paid on 24th, Chair, just on 24th, number on Benson Ilunga and Stephen Chengo. Yeah, are you there, Chair? On 24th May?
24th May?
Yeah, specific for Benson Ilunga and Stephen Chengo being being logistics for the driver taking officers to Mansa for a meeting. You have seen? We can just say from the first one, Chair, where I can say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 from the top. Yeah. 124th? 124th May. Yeah, yes. There, where there is Denson Ilunga and Stephen Chengo. You are there?
Yes.
CS, are you there? Yes. So now, I want to know, Chair, being logistics for the driver taking officers to Mansa for a meeting, in this transaction, they gave them 800. Now the second transaction, same for Stephen Chengo, doing what the very driver did who was paid 800. For this, Stephen Chengo was paid 5,596. Same work, same distance, Mansa, taking officers to Mansa, but there is 5,596. The other driver was paid 800, also taking officers to Mansa.
CS, how does that variance arise?
Honorable Chair,
it's like you come to Lusaka, you are paid 5,000. Then you are going back to Zambia, you are given 10,000. Same stretch.
Honorable Chair, I take note of the question. However, I wish to state that sometimes it's a matter of days. The driver can be in Mansa for 1 day, the other driver can be in Mansa for 5 days. However, I will further ask the Director of Finance to supplement.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. On this one, mostly just like the CS has indicated, we have different programs. You find that these programs, the same driver will be heading to the same destination on different programs. And also the days they will spend there also differs. So you find that maybe the one who is paid the 800 just went
no,
there.
When you say maybe, yeah, can you tell us?
Okay, so the driver.
Yeah, when you say maybe, then you are putting us in a value of decision.
Okay, so on the 800, the driver who went there just went there for a night, and then the other one, if we check the details on the payment voucher, he had gone there for more than a night on 2 different programs.
No, tell us the exact nights that he went there for. Look at the difference, Director. 800 and 5,000. That is a very big gap. You are emphasizing 800. He went for 1 night. So the question is on the 5,000. That's where the thrust of the question is. And would you give us also is a voucher there to prove your statement?
Yes, the payment voucher, they are there, though we didn't come with them.
So how do you wish us now to get your story? How do you wish us to believe you?
Honorable Chair, the days for the activities cannot be the same. If you look at the 5,000 that is there, it's about 6 days for the driver. Maybe what we should establish is what kind of program was there. Possibly there was orientation for CDF. I'm not very sure because we didn't consider it to bring the documents as to each of the payments that are listed down. But the issue is the number of days and the activity that is being undertaken. That is where we base the payment for the subsistence allowance. Usually we don't just pay. The instruction, the payment comes with the instruction that is received for the activity. That's when we commence to pay. So the 800 is usually subsistence for 1 day.
Honorable Sumumba.
Chair, because when they say being logistics for the driver taking officers to Mansa, and they're saying it's one day. If it's per day is 800, then we shouldn't have a 0.08, because if it's 800 per day and you multiply by 5, it has to be 45 without any way. And if it's 7 days by 800, again we shouldn't have ways. But I'm curious, Chair, because there is even a way there, 0.80. So I'm trying to figure out how much was per day for it even to find that there is even a way at last. Chair, I submit.
Director Finance, would you explain to the committee?
Yes, Chair. Through the Chair, on the ways, when we are making these payments, for example, for instance, the same of taking officers to Mansa, it includes the fuel or the logistics. So we'll give the fuel to the fuel is added to the payment. Hence the ways on the fuel. I submit, Chair.
Yeah, maybe let's finish on that one. Are you asking on the same question on no? Okay, Honorable, are you satisfied with that one? Yeah, I'm coming. Oh yeah.
When the driver is going to Mansa, and if there is 800 together with the fuel,
inclusive of fuel,
there is no way. It means even the second one, inclusive with the fuel when going, there is no way. Now, for the sake of maybe moving forward, on the same table, Chair, on page 6, there is a disaster component that is 733,589. I've seen it here, Chair, that is a balance. Does it mean that the council can't vary these funds to any projects? Does it mean Zambia is that developed that the funds can be in the bank without varying them? Chair, I submit.
Yeah, remember there is also a question from Honorable Kamondo that you need to also respond to.
The question actually is on the same page that we are looking at. I had earlier on indicated that we've seen that there was an amount of 113 which was spent on the IT equipment. And then on the same day, again, another amount which is quite huge of 70,000 was also spent on the same day. So I wanted to find out what the other one has been actually written that it was a photocopier. Then the other one is just IT equipment. What are those IT equipment that were purchased with such an amount of money? And I also said, could this be also prudent spending?
CS?
Honorable Chair, procurement.
Maybe we can start with the Honorable Kamondo's question, then we come on the issue of disaster, which is still intact.
Honorable Kamondo's question will be attended to, Honorable Chair, by Procurement Office and supplemented by Finance.
Thank you, Chair. The ICT, we bought computers, we bought PS system, and digital cameras. Thank you.
So do you have the goods received notes for those items that you purchased or any vouchers?
We do have, but we didn't carry them.
I think it's important that you send those documents, because you know this committee is evidence-based. It's evidence-based. We need to see them. So please find a way of. Yes, Honorable Kamondo.
Yes, on the same. I think I'm interested now. You said that you also bought the PS system. I take you on the same page. On the 20th, on the 31st May, you also you paid about 20,000 to the maybe radio station. I'm sure, yes. Are you still using this 20,000 was for how many days? Was it for just for a day that maybe you paid for? Or because both of them actually are meant maybe to sensitize or maybe to tell the people what you have advertised, things like that. So what really happened here? Because you were still paying money to the radio station.
Thank you, Chair. On this question, I think Director Planning can answer.
Honorable Chair, the questions that are coming through concerning the spending on the PS systems, we do not share through the questioning that there was a PS system paid for, and also the radio stations. According to the directives that are coming from the ministry, we are supposed to conduct continuous education on the radios and also public address systems, especially when it comes to the issues of empowerment and laws. We have to go around and ensure that the most remote areas that cannot receive signal from the radio are covered. That's why you are seeing that we are spending on the public address system as well as spending on the radio. So one sitting for the radio, Honorable Chair, is about 1,500 from Bangweulu radio station.
Honorable Sumumba.
Chair, I wanted also to find out, there was a payment that was paid to motor vehicle insurance cover. I wanted to find out whose motor vehicle is this?
Yeah, maybe before.
Is it for?
Yeah, maybe Honorable, before you come to that, remember you have an outstanding question.
Yes.
On the disasters. So maybe let them answer on the disasters before you pose that question so that we are systematic. Your 733 is still intact. So the question is, why didn't you vary that money? That money was for a particular calendar year. Why is it still sitting? Don't you have other challenges that would have required that you vary this money for services and goods of Zambia Town Council?
Honorable Chair, the report is speaking to us at that time. The money for disaster was not spent as at that time, but it has since been spent for other issues under disaster.
When were you audited? And when did you spend this money?
The audit is as at 31st of December 2022. And the expenditure on this incurred in the financial year 2023.
Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Though my question was not fully answered according to our certification, so that we should be satisfied. However, you will talk about that one as you could be concluding. I want to take you to page 6.
Or maybe, yeah, okay. We allow Honorable Simumba to
Chair, before he comes in, there is a payment, purchase of a motor vehicle insurance cover. Chair, that the management used this administrative component. I wanted to find out whose vehicle is this? Is it the CDF vehicle or the council vehicle?
CS?
Honorable Chair, at that time the CDF vehicle was not procured, and we did seek permission from our ministry that authorized us to use one of the Hiluxes for the council to specifically be attached for CDF activities. Therefore, the issues pertaining to servicing of the vehicle, insurance, were now solely funded by CDF because the vehicle was specifically attached for CDF activities.
Honorable Smumba.
I wanted to find out, I haven't seen any authority that they were authorized. If maybe they can lead us to where that authorized letter is.
Do you have that letter to that effect?
Honorable Chair, the questions were not anticipated in that line, and therefore we did not attach those, but I can rest assure this honorable committee that whatever document they wish to verify can be sent for verification.
Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I take you to page 6. The query is about unspent funds. And according to the action taken on this diagram on page 6, I take you to soft loans, Bangweulu. You seem to have a balance of 263,325 kwacha. I want to find out how much interest was earned from this account. And the query was unspent funds, but you still have a balance of 200. Why is it that you still have unspent funds? Maybe if you can clarify. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, the issue of the interest, I think, will be handled by our Director of Finance. But the issue on unspent fund, Honorable Chair, as earlier indicated, following the guidelines, we submitted all the applicants to the bank, and the bank only approved 15 applicants under the 2022 projects. And therefore, we find that there is this amount remaining because only 15 applicants were sent to us as qualifying to get the loans.
You have a follow-up? Yes.
I want to find out from the Council Secretary, how many people from Bangweulu applied for these loans? Are you telling this committee that only 15 had applied? And if there were many, how about those that were denied, maybe because of certain things that they couldn't actually avail to the bank? What is it that management did? What did they do in order to make sure that those that were remaining could also be given chance maybe to go back to the banks for consideration? Thank you.
You have an additional question?
Yes,
Yes.
Chair. Of course, yes, not what they...
Introduce yourself first, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm Telo Mishek, MP for Mitete. All applications sent to the bank would have undergone scrutiny by the DPO. If only 15 were accepted, what is it that the DPO did not do? Because it would mean that some information with some applications were not entered. What is it that the DPO and his or her department did not do?
Those two questions?
On the same, Chair, the balance of the bursaries. What did you do with the balance on bursaries? Meanwhile, the administration component has a balance of 0.
Thank you, Honorable. So, two questions. How many in total had applied?
Honorable Chair, a total of 85 had applied, and I think the Office of the DPO did do due diligence to ensure that these who were presented to the bank could meet the requirements. But the bank has their own way of doing things. Mostly those who didn't qualify from the 85 are those people that possibly have failed to pay back the loans that they got elsewhere, or I don't know how they put it in the bank, but those were the shortcomings. We didn't, however, throw these people out. We had to undertake them again under CDF 2023, and we had to continue the educational financial literacy to ensure that they also will benefit this year. So they are part of what is being considered under 2024 and 2023. Honorable Chair,
yes, maybe the
supplement.
Yeah, you know, the concern is that monies are allocated for a particular year, okay? And the committee is very much alive to the fact that these monies were disbursed to the beneficiaries in 2023, okay? Because of other things that were not brought to your attention, maybe immediately. Now, maybe the committee's concern is that we wanted to know what happened to this balance and for how long? Because 85, yes, a big number, and it's true that the banks have their own way of selecting those who qualify. But again, it is our duty to ensure that those who have not qualified are assisted, because the bank will write the notes as to why they have not managed to be selected. So the question is, we wanted to know how long did this money sit in that account? It also calls for a question, when were you audited? Yes, Honorable?
Chair, you asked my question. The simple question is, 85 applicants and you only have 15 successful candidates. What was the feedback from the bank so that next time when you have 200 applicants, you will not only end up with 20 in Zambia? There should have been a feedback. CS, we have constituencies as well. When you submit 85 and only 15, we inquire, what is missing in the big chunk? 70. No wonder the DPO has to be on top of things, so that the documents that are submitted are first verified and scrutinized. I'm just topping on what the chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable. Yeah, maybe just to summarize it, how long did it take you to get back to the to the 70 who were left out? Do we still have this money and you are waiting for 2024's releases of CDF? Yeah, that is maybe the summary of the interest of the committee. Is this money all gone?
Chair, maybe I can take it up. Allow me to start from the beginning. To begin with, we only received guidance on loan disbursement and utilization. That was October 2022. So already there was that delay. Then apart from that, our local bank had issues with the agreements between them and the ministry, which they communicated to us. But meanwhile, we had submitted the applicants to the bank. When finally they had resolved their issues, they did write back to us. There was a certain form which most of the applicants, I think, misunderstood in terms of filling in, of which the bank came in we did do the sensitization. We communicated to the people on the ground. But out of that 85, there was just response of about 45 that came on board. The bank and an officer from the council still went on the ground, and eventually that's how we are arriving at the 15. So as it is, the remainder of the money, which is the 263, this was pushed forward to 2023, of which this money has been allocated and applicants have been submitted to the banks.
So you are saying you have not given out 2023 plus 2022?
No, 2022 was given out.
No. There was a balance of this 200.
Yes.
So the question is the 2022 exhausted?
So it has been pushed forward to 2023.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Yes. So in short, you are saying part of 263 and the 2023 has not been disbursed to the applicants.
Yes, because...
Oh, that's interesting. That's what I wanted to find out. Money is sitting and people are...
Chair, sorry, I don't know if you're understanding the point where I'm saying there was a delay. Already when you look at
Madam,
October,
we do understand. All these members of parliament
Yes.
actually are... None of them are nominated. All of us are running constituencies. So all those procedures we're very much aware. If I can tell you, sitting here, all my 2023 is gone. So this is why members of parliament are asking why, because the bank will indicate the reasons for the failure of each individual. And the committee is saying you should have gone back to the individuals and tell them these are the things that are missing, and quickly disburse the 2023. Now you people, you bring it forward, you put it together to 2023, and you haven't given out. Yes, Honorable Kamondo.
I want to put it on record that this problem that we are trying to resolve of the unspent monies, it is not only Bangweulu, but even some of our constituencies, they are facing this problem. But what should we do in order to cure? We need to find a solution, and a lasting solution to this problem. Whether it is yourselves as a council, or it is the bank, or it's the applicants themselves. But surprisingly, you bought the PS system, and the radios, actually, you're always talking to the people. The chair has just spoken. Out of 85, which is just, you have just managed 12.6% out of the total applicants. So that is worrying. And not only that, but also, there is still some money. For us, we are interested in this query. Why didn't you do the due diligence to make sure that you help the people of Bangweulu, especially those who were almost reaching actually the point of being given? Of course, there was, maybe there were stages. So for us as a committee, I want to ask a question. Did you do enough due diligence to make sure that even those that could have remained could have actually benefited from this amount which is being shown here as unspent? And finally, how often do you do the quarterly reports to inform the Member of Parliament how much money you have spent? And also, you never answered, maybe if you did, the interest that was accrued on this amount. I didn't hear it. How often do you make sure that the Member of Parliament is also given some information how the CDF is moving?
Honorable Doc?
Thank you, Chair. It's a different question.
It's a different, or maybe
Yes.
maybe let's exhaust the balance brought forward from 2022. Just for your information, I have given out all the 2023 CDF loans. All of them. With the same guidelines. Zanako, which bank are you using?
Honorable Chair, with all the efforts that we are doing, we only have one bank in Zambia, and that is Atlas Mara. it is a bit of a challenge with us, and actually we have been engaging other banks to see whether we can shift from Atlas Mara to Zanaco or any other bank. Not that we do not want to disperse the funds, but they are actually...
Yeah, hold on, let her first answer.
There is actually a lot of delay on their part. They don't only attend to Samfya, they also attend, I think, to Chifunabuli, Lunga, and yes. So...
Just hold on. You continue?
So it's not that we do not do due diligence, but there is a lot of delay from the bank. We gave them the approved list last year. It should be November, October, somewhere there. Up to now, I think I've been putting pressure on the bank manager to release the list, which Atlas Mara has failed to do. Not that we are not helping the people of Bangwaulu. We are doing our level best, Honorable Chair, except that the bank is slow in making these approvals. Then for the issue of the interest, Honorable Chair, not to mislead the committee, I think the Director of Finance would be in a better position to indicate the interest earned, if at all it is an interest earning account.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. On the interest, as at...
On the revolving fund, not on the capital fund.
Yes, on the revolving fund, yes. For the loans, yes. Which is for the loans, yes. On the interest for 2022, I really need to confirm the exact amount which we, the bank, we accrued as an institution in that account. Thank you, Chair. On the quarterly report, we do prepare quarterly reports every quarter, which we submit. And also there is another report which we submit to the Ministry on CDF related on a quarterly basis. Thank you, Chair.
Is it on the same? Yes. Okay, then we'll come to the doctor on a different question.
Thank you so much. This is Samfya. This is Honorable Hamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. I feel for you, CS, with your team, especially that you are new there, so you can't escape questions.
No, she didn't say she's new.
Okay. All right. Just to share something that we have done. I'm from Kaoma District, Chair. CS, Mangango constituency. We've had similar challenges. What we did was, maybe I can just share with them what we did. Atlas Mara. Same problems. So what we did with Mangango consensus, my consensus, we moved the loan account to a bank that is able to disburse on time. In this case, we moved it to NatSafe. We don't have NatSafe in Kaoma, but I communicated with the branch manager there. He came to Kaoma, did everything, and they communicate. You know, nowadays it's just emails and so on. So as we speak, 2023 is all gone because NatSafe for us is so efficient there. Atlas Mara, we just left the account for these other these other activities. So if you can also borrow that kind of an idea, I'm sure next time you will not be having these challenges.
So that is just an advice. The banks are problematic. I just have to admit. For me, I had to, all the way from Dundumus, I had to come to headquarters here. And within 3-4 days, they release the money. So you just have to quickly explore other means of ensuring that the people of Samfya get their money on time. Because if we delay, you see now you are before Parliament, you've used the resources that should have gone into goods and services of the people of Samfya. But because of this, you are here. Doctor?
Thank you, Chair. We just go straight to Appendix 3 on status report of projects. This is a status report of the ongoing projects in Samfya. And first question is there are 17 projects, and yet the conveyance notice approved 18 projects. Where is one project? There are 6 completed projects out of 17. There are no completion certificates. And is it by default to hide certain pertinent information like contract sum? Because in this table, you are just showing the name of a project, the location, the duration, and the
Status and percentage.
Status and percentage. So we cannot evaluate to check the physical progress and the financial progress that the project has achieved. So why did you not include the financials for these 17 projects? Because now you made me to attempt to check.
Yeah, we are winding down.
You made me to attempt to check from your ledgers. Your ledger is on. Your ledgers are on. On Appendix 2. So ledger number 5 from the ledger number 5, which is the ledger on community projects. It's important we check. We should be on that ledger. From the ledgers, locate community projects ledger for CDF 2022 community projects. I can count for you. Before Appendix 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just before Appendix 3, you count 6 pages. This is where I could get some scant information concerning the financials for all these 17 projects. But I find myself that council made payments to projects that are not even on the project, that are not on the project list. I'll just cite an example. Also, this ledger is not numbered like serial numbers 1 to whatever, but the project number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Project number 22, with 29th May 2023.
Are you done, Doc?
Some payment was made to Togetherness Enterprises, and the details of the payment was a construction of police annex. Now I checked through your project list as given in the document. Police annex is not there on the list. Even the third project, which is 9th June, some payment, contractor name was Kopmans Limited, and the project detail is construction of Mlolo Rural Health Center. I cannot see Mlolo Rural Health Center on this project list, even including the list that the CDFC. This is the problem, the same problem that the auditors found on the first query, where you did not provide the documentation, the contract document, and the Auditor General went to the ledgers. From the ledgers, they found out that you paid out 200-something thousand kwacha to a certain contractor, and that's how they've questioned to say, where is the contract? And you have repeated the same the same issue to provide a list of projects, 17 of them. There are no details of the name of the contractor who is doing that project. There is no detail of the contract sum, and there's just a duration. So why is this kind of anyway, you can explain why on the ledgers you are showing payments to certain contractors or to certain projects, of which projects are not approved by PLGO. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. Unfortunately, that will be our last intervention. We are running out of time. Members of Parliament are still coming for the main business at 14:30. But that does not mean that you give us scant information. Explain why some projects are not appearing here. I think the concerns from the Honorable are crystal clear. CS.
Honorable Chair, I take note of the question, and I would ask Engineer and Director of Finance to supplement.
Chair,
Pull the mic towards.
Chair, thank you so much for the question. Of course, it's a very good observation Doc has observed. The reason, even when I have observed this, the reason why this one, we included the project number 17. Project number 17, Chair, it is under disaster. Project number 17, it is under disaster, but now for this annex, it is now the project which was approved by the POGO. So it is the police annex which was supposed to be on the 17th, then Kabwatira, it was just added as a disaster. That's why it's not happening. It was just overlooked over that one. It's a very good observation, which my apology, Chair, for that one. Then, Chair, for detailed information on the amount, the contract, Chair, the information will be availed. The information is there. We did not just include it in this table. We just included the status of the projects, but detailed information pertaining the contract sum and the contractor, Chair, we did not put in the same format, Chair. Chair, my apology, the information will be availed. I submit, Chair.
The completion certificates?
Chair, as at the time when audit was watched in this, it was the 31st of December 2022. So, Chair, we excluded these works. And some of these works, we have written 100% Chair completed, which we haven't even commissioned, which soon we will commission this project. So when this sent level, we have completed this project, Chair. For the completion, Chair, we did not submit.
Are you saying the auditors came
before this?
31st of 2023?
2022. By that time.
2022?
2022, yes.
And after 12 months, you haven't completed?
Chair, as Malaki, we have integrated in the table, some projects have been completed, then some they are not completed.
Okay.
But this Mlolo Rural Health Center.
And this Mlolo, which is not on the list?
Chundu Rural Health Center is not on the list.
Thank you, Chair.
So there are quite a number. There are quite a number of payments that have been made without supporting evidence that you're paying to projects that are under execution.
Thank you, Chair. Through the Chair, on the observation, the payments on the ledgers, it includes those projects which were carried forward from 2021, and we only paid them in 2022. Hence, they are appearing on our ledger and not appearing on the status.
Your ledger says CDF 2022 allocation. CDF 2022 allocation towards community projects. So it's very clear that you are only dealing with the 2022 projects from the title of your ledger, and then even the status of 2022 community projects is actually in tandem with the ledger, the titles. So it is very easy to see that you are marrying these two, no mixing with the 2021.
A quick response.
Chair, we take note of the observation. And
yes, Auditor General.
Chair, I just wanted to put it on a record that the engineer is not giving the correct position regarding when the audit was undertaken. The audit was undertaken in 2023 September, not in December 2022. Our coverage or audit area we're looking at was as at 31st December 2022. But the execution of the assignment was September 2023. I thought that I should put that on record.
So, Engineer, remember that we told you that misleading this committee actually creates a very serious indictment on you. So please, when you are talking to this committee, you're supposed to be truthful. And that's the first thing that I first mentioned to the CS and your team. Having deliberated at length, unfortunately time is not our best ally. We have to come to the end of our discussion. CS, I just want to tell you that we need to do more. We need to do more, engage the banks, and there are a lot of gaps that you have identified. I expect you to go back and do a post-mortem of what has been brought forward to your local authority. You can see even when you come to the banning rate, it's a member of parliament who is being indicated, not you as a local authority. This rate actually has annoyed all of us as members of parliament, because we are not the ones who execute these programs. It is entirely local authorities. So I just want to register that we are not pleased, and we know that there is room for you to improve. Having said that, now I remove the immunity which was bestowed to you, so that you are free. If you want to answer to anyone outside, after we've removed the immunity, then you are on your own. Thank you so much. Travel well back to Zambia.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and the advice is taken. We will ensure to make amends and hold the post-mortem meeting, and where clarification will be needed, we'll request the Ministry.